What's up, y'all? This is Slayton Mobile Gaming. I'm Rich Slayton, and today I'm going to take you through what I think is the most beautiful dungeon in Diablo Immortal. The dungeons overall are a really cool experience, very active, very interactive, very different than maybe dungeons you've experienced in the past in Diablo games, and they're really one of the shining parts, and how gorgeous they are here on this mobile version of Diablo is so cool and so rad. So let's go ahead. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, ring your bell for notifications so you don't miss any of the really fun stuff both in Diablo Immortal and overall for mobile gaming that I'm doing here on the channel. So first, before we even get into the dungeon, I want to show you just how cool and how easy it is to run dungeons, right? They build this in really nicely. So let's go back to the main screen here. We've hit the hamburger on the top right, and then we go into our codex here. And it says activities is the third one down. We're going to hit activities. These are all activities here, and you see the values in the top right corner. All those values go towards your battle pass. Makes it really easy to find things that you want and do things that you want. And we want to run the Tomb of Fahir. So let's go ahead. And you can notice also, not only does it give us items, it tells you certain items pop up if you're trying to farm, let's say, a leg piece or shoulders or a main hand. Today it's main hand for Tomb of Fahir. And they go and they rotate from place to place. So all we have to do now, we hit that button, and check out how easy it is to go run the main dungeons. And I love this mechanic. At first it seemed kind of cheesy, but once you're in endgame and you're running these dungeons over and over and over again, this is actually a really convenient feature of the game. So notice, hands off here. Just want to put this up. I'm not touching anything. I pressed the button, it waypointed me to the nearest waypoint, and now it's running me all the way to the tomb. And look at the gorgeous tomb entrance here. And I just want to talk to you about, like, this is probably my favorite dungeon just because of the Indiana Jones feel. We're going to back up a little bit here and check out these gorgeous statues up here. Also, look at the way the light and the shadow plays off. This is absolutely beautiful. This is really next level stuff for a mobile game. And I'm not even playing on the 60 FPS mode. I'm playing on just the regular old mode. But I love this feel, and I feel like I'm walking into an Indiana Jones movie almost with this step. So, okay, we're going to go ahead, and you can also see you can find party. So if I wanted to join up with people, it's L1, so I can blaze through this one pretty easily. My maxed out wizard, aka sorceress, and of course she has the Paragon level, I think, is at 21 now. We might hit level 22 on Paragon today, which would be cool. The other thing about all these dungeons is take a look at this cutscene, right? It's Diablo games and Blizzard games overall are known for these really beautiful cinematics, but it takes up a lot of space, and I love what they did with the cinematics here with this sort of art drawing animation style as opposed to doing the full 3D cinematics that you're used to maybe in the rest of the Diablo world or the rest of the Blizzard world. This style really fits for mobile. It's actually really engaging and really beautiful and kind of almost like a comic book style storytelling that I really love. And it's still impressive, scary, puts you into the mood, puts you into the world that we're talking about, advances the story. So let's go ahead and jump on in to the Tomb of Fahir, which, again, I think this is the most beautiful of the dungeons. It's all the dungeons, again, like I said before, are really neat in that they engage you deeply, right? I already did a video on the Rapids, which I love the way that the Rapids sort of had its multiple phases, and you had all the stuff on the raft, and it felt, I didn't say it then, but the Rapids kind of felt like a Disney adventure. You know that ride, the ride at Disneyland or Disney World where you go on the, oh, what is it called? Someone in the video right now is screaming, I know what it's called! The ride where you go through the jungle and the tour guide always cracks like a bunch of jokes as an elephant. You know what I'm talking about? I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. All right, let's continue along. So we're exploring the exploration. You can see also specifically with this dungeon, with all dungeons, they kind of give you a little bit of guide. And the dungeons aren't rote and repeat. All the dungeons have their own personality. Again, you can see the Temple of Doom kind of feeling here. Of course, slightly different iconography with this icon of rebirth. And you can see I'm really overpowered for this dungeon at Hell 1. But Hell 2, you need multiple people to run at this stage. Because again, it's still only in the technical alpha. So, and you can see I already ran right through it. That fight's supposed to take a lot longer. I'll let the next fight go longer, just so you can see sort of how the fight evolves a little bit. But as you can see, look at this floor here, right? Look at that detail on the floor, so beautiful. I am continuously impressed. I'm looking at the floor, not actually navigating, bumping into walls and stuff like that. And you can see, look at this. See this icon right here? Little features like this, little touches. So now I've activated the first icon. I'm going to go destroy the second one here in a moment. There's a little bone pile. We'll follow this arrow, which will help me run through, know where I'm going. I don't believe they had this arrow the first time. I'm not entirely sure. It's been a while since I ran through it the first time. As you can see, like I'm Paragon level 20, 21. I'll show you my character, right? Level 45, Paragon 21. So it's been a minute since I've gone through all this from the first run through. So I'll let the second fight go a little bit longer, and I'll just kind of kill some trash mobs, so you can really enjoy the second fight a little bit. Because a lot of these fights have good phases, right? And that's one of the other cool things is the fights are, again, very little things, very few things so far feel completely repetitive at this stage. I'm just going to show you some of the absolute destruction. And again, these mobs were a lot more difficult before. I love all the flames, and you'll see they make a good use of light and flames throughout a lot of these different dungeons. So here we go, our second icon. You can see already a different kind of fight, right? And I'm gonna let this one go a little bit longer. Same thing as the other icon with the resurrecting or bringing out mobs for you to fight, but a different type of fight. Here, let me get away from that little burst. I'll heal up. I don't even need to heal up. These guys are so easy, but it's all right. So you can see just a little bit of example of the fight. I'll go ahead and end this one now, so we can move on. You can see how hard I burn. I gotta sit there and take your best shot. And that little combination. One thing about your Arcane Wind is that it gets a bonus damage when someone's burning. So that little combination, and I'll show you guys here. Oh, is that really better than my stuff? It only has one socket, so probably not. I'll show you the combination here that my Searing Judgment changes my my Disintegrate into a Burning Beam. And then, of course, the value, the benefits going to our skills here. If you take a look at the Arcane Wind, increased 50% increased damage to burning enemies. So now that my my Disintegrate is a Searing Beam, and I have that triple Arcane Wind because of my bonuses, and I'll do another video breaking down the Wizard and I love this build for the Wizard. You see the floor now here is activated with this image. Now that I've activated that second icon, little touches. It's the little touches I think that really make this game sing, and also this specific dungeon is gorgeous. And you see now, look at these two different icons on these sides here for each one. We'll open up Fahir's chamber. And again, one of the things about this game that I think is kind of cool, and maybe a big step up from previous Diablos, there's nothing that's ever going to feel, in my opinion, like the first time you fought Diablo in Diablo 2, if you played all the way back there. But these fights, they make up for that sort of moment of dread with these, again, these like every fight, every dungeon feels like it's its own story. So look at how cool Fahir is when he comes out. Oh, he is so cool. All right, this fight takes a little bit longer, so I'm gonna actually put some burn on him real fast, because this fight kind of has some phases to it. He's gonna do his summoning. I'll hit him real hard with this one. And I'm gonna let him hit me with that just so you see how cool it is. So he sucks you in, and boom, knocks you right back out. Again, cool mechanic, just like a little bit different. Notice that we've been through 3 boss fights so far. This is the 3rd boss fight. We've been through 3 boss fights so far in this dungeon, and already all of them have their own character, their own personality. They're all totally different. And that can be difficult in a dungeon crawler, right? To not make things feel super repetitive. And some of the things, when you're outside of the dungeons in particular, I'm going to go ahead and let this burn hit me so I can get that DPS off him, because it's not going to, I'm so strong. Again, I need to start playing this on Hell 2, but I have to do it with people, because on Hell 2 I come in here and I wouldn't make it past the first set of mobs, right? There we go. Burn him down. Now watch this from the story perspective, right? Foolish slaves, the dead will not be dishonored so. Ooh, and who's to get this? What's about to happen here? What? First time this happened, I was kind of like, wait, what just happened? What's going on? But again, the multi-phase dungeons, you think you're done, you're like, oh, that was really easy. I mean, obviously, if you were at the proper level for this, as opposed to being as beautifully overleveled as I am right now, you would sit there and go, okay, what just happened? Now, check this out, right? We already did a video on the rapids, which had an environment that was moving, that was moving around you. Check this out. We activate this platform, and now we're going down into the depths. Really thought we were done, and check out, what is that guy right there? what? Right? So, again, the multi-phased aspect of it. And then again, just like in the Rapids, another environment that plays around you as opposed to you just going through a static environment. And the first time I did this kind of felt to me, if you ever played the Batman games, like the Arkham series, right? There's a fight in Arkham City where you're up against, I can't remember which villain it is, but he's like a rabbit who does psychedelic stuff, and you're fighting on this moving platform. And I remember that fight being really cool, right? It was so unique and so out of place compared to the rest of the game. And this game is similar. Like this fight, you're on this moving platform. Troops keep on spawning. You end up fighting this now our fourth boss in one dungeon, again on top of it, and a fourth again, very different boss, with a very different personality, very different kind of fight. And I do wish to a certain degree I was less powerful, so you could see really the challenges of this fight. But I also want to get us to as you might imagine, there's a giant spider down there waiting for us. And the giant spider fight, the Sigithis fight. Sigithis? That's probably one of the coolest fights in the game. And one of the few fights that when I was doing it the first time around really felt dangerous. So look at this again, the movement. And then superhero fall. Right into, the bloody, what is this? Bloody splotch right? I don't know if I've ever actually noticed that blood is right there. So something's been dragging stuff around down here, and we know what it is. The scepter is the master's, only he is the shaper of the curse. And check this out. So now, look at the difference in this fight, right? So this is now the fifth boss we've fought, except this boss, we are fighting so many different pieces. We're damaging this front leg. And look, and you guys might go, Rich, a lot of this stuff is pretty rote. A lot of stuff, we fought bosses where you fight certain parts of the boss before. How often on mobile? Right, that's one of the big differences, and you can see, sorry, how easy this fight is for me. But we're already 12 minutes into the video, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some heat on this. That's actually really cool. I'll let the spider catch me on the next one of those that happens, because that's one of the cooler features about this one. I'll just use my basic attack right now. And so one of the things about this fight that you'll see is really cool, and now we're gonna see some of the spiders come in, is that those poisons start to stack up. Those poison balls that you see start stacking up and bouncing everywhere. And they become a real menace. I'll let her grab me this time. Right? So she grabs you. He, I don't know which one it is, grabs you, pulls you in, hits you for some stuff, and then drops some more of those poison balls on you. And in this fight, as this fight goes on for a long time, the longer you can't finish the boss, the more suddenly this whole room is filled with those poison balls going back and forth. But, I'm dangerous. And much more dangerous than this silly spider. I'll heal up just to be safe. All right, one spider leg down, and now we're down to Clusterflesh. Sigithis the Clusterflesh. What a great name. So I think there's going to be another round. Yeah, so here we go. This is the final stage of the boss, where you see now these balls start going everywhere. The poison balls are going to start stacking up like crazy. I'll go ahead and ult here just for fun, because it's pretty. You see the poison balls. They're bouncing back and forth. And I'll go ahead and finish off. I failed, the scepter, lost, but master is safe. And then from a storytelling perspective, it makes me feel like I might fight King Fahir again at some point. Remember, this is only the technical alpha, which means this is capped at level 45. This game goes to level 60. And I have to get out of the dungeon here to show you the map. But let me pop out of this dungeon here. And one of the cool things about dungeons, here you go. One more cool thing about dungeons, check this out. As we pop out of the dungeon, where does it put me? Right back at the entrance. So if you're trying to farm a specific dungeon, whether it's farming for an item, whether it's just that you like playing that one, whether you're trying to grind materials up to level up some of your other items that you need to level up, if you're trying to get something to level 6 or beyond and gather those materials, you can just keep on grinding. You can go right back in, boom, right back in the Tomb of Fahir, do it again. So that's one of the other really cool things about the way that they've built the dungeon system. And I'll do I'm gonna do a video eventually, like maybe rating all the dungeons as a full-on review of the dungeon system. But very, very cool from top to bottom the way that works. And then of course I can go back into my codex here, and notice that I completed that activity, which I can do as much as I want. And that activity got me some reward points to go towards my battle pass, which I have a little bit more to go on the next level of the battle pass. But I've been kind of grinding it a little bit here. So that's the Tomb of Fahir. I think it's really gorgeous. I'm going to show you the full world map, right? So this is the map of Shassar C, the area that we're in right now. and you can see a bunch of cool stuff here. And also random dungeons, random layers will pop up, and those will be a different video at some point. We'll do something about that. But here's the world, right? We're at level 45. This is the entire populated world for the technical alpha, which says to me, look at how much more world there is, right? There's so much more. You see, like, I can't, my green screen doesn't go that far, but up above Darkwood. Look at all of that up above Darkwood. Look at above and below the Chaucer Sea over on the eastern side of the map, right? So there are so many cool places that aren't yet to explore. We can't explore yet, that I'm really thinking that we might see some of these things, like Fahir might come back, and he looked super cool and is a really interesting boss overall, so hopefully we get to see him one more time. That's going to be it. I think that's it. That's it for this dungeon. I think it's really fun. I think it's really gorgeous. I'm going to do some more videos on other dungeons so you can see just how pretty they are. Let's go ahead and jump back into Westmarch. Where are we? There's Westmarch. And we'll, boom, go right back into the Palace Courtyard. There's a lot of opportunity here for growth in the game. The game already feels really deep. I've spent a lot of time in this game just on my main character, by the way, just on this wizard, aka Sorceress. I spent a ton of time so far just on her, and that's one of 4 currently playable characters. There are 6 overall playable characters. And this is what the dungeon, let me show you a list of the dungeons they have so far. The game, I feel like the game, even though there's 45 out of 60 levels already done, I feel like the actual world is only about 40% finished, right? It seems like there's going to be a whole lot more. You look at just the main dungeons that have these big epic pieces, multi-phases, multi-fights. Mad King's Breach, Forgotten Tower, Tomb of Fahir, Destruction's End, Temple of Namari, and Kakura's Rapids. That's 6 completely unique dungeons with unique personalities, and again, with a world that really only feels about 40% full right now. So I'm excited to see what else they come up with. Of course, not to mention expansion content. This is a really exciting Diablo game, both for people who are Diablo 3 fans, people who are all lifetime Diablo fans, but also kind of a preview of Diablo 4 to a certain degree, showing us that they're getting creative with how they make the environments, how they turn each dungeon into a ride as opposed to just a thing that you grind and a thing that you do over and over again. And I still haven't gotten tired of most of these. I've been farming a bunch of them, and they're still cool and still exciting and still gorgeous. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you really enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing this game with you. For more on Diablo Immortal and for mobile gaming overall, don't forget to hit subscribe on this channel. Like this video. Let me know if there's something else in Diablo Immortal that you want to see, that you want me to dive in on and break down a little bit deeper, parts of it that you're curious about. And of course, if there's other mobile games that you're curious about that you want to jump into as well. I'm Rich Slayton. This is Slayton Mobile Gaming.